Hey guys, it's Greg. I wanted to do a video on Bitcoin cycles, and I wanted to talk about that. And one of the reasons why this idea came to me is that there are a lot of people that are in this space that I think some people would say that they think that they're smart. They probably made quite a good amount of money in the crypto space because they've been in it for 5+ years, for example, and made it through a couple bull cycles. And they don't understand cycles. And the reason I say that is that some people think that a bad news event is what is causing, say, Bitcoin to dip, or the reason why Bitcoin or any other financial instrument or asset that's out there is going down, for example, and it continues to go down because of this bad news. So example, I use the war in Ukraine. And the reason it came to me is that I started seeing some news. Wasn't watching news, but I was watching these headlines, the little thing they put on there, and they show it on YouTube. They make this nice picture. They put their face on there, and they usually, I don't know, look like something stupid. I know why they're doing that. I've been in SEO. They're trying to, get the searches out there, and I'm not doing that right now. I'm just not. I'm actually trying to build a legitimate following. I'm digressing a little bit. I'm trying to actually build a legitimate following of people that I want to follow. I don't want people just to click on my stuff because they see a cool picture. So I'm not doing that right now, and I don't have any intentions of doing that anytime in the near future. But anyhow, I did digress a little bit on the cycle. So I've seen this, and then I didn't watch it, and I didn't need to watch it because I already know it's going to be said. They're going to say something like, "What?" It was like, "Why are the reasons Bitcoin is going down?" And they're going to say probably something like, "Well, the war in Ukraine," or they're going to say something about, the interest rates are probably going to be going up, or this or that. They're going to point the finger at whatever they heard in the news, except they won't ever say Bitcoin is in a bear cycle, and it's not going to be over until it's complete. So I wanted to go over this a little bit. I know some of the viewers are already going to know this information and understand this, but this is for maybe somebody who doesn't realize what cycles are exactly and what are we talking about. You've heard of 60-day cycle and this cycle, that cycle, what have you. Instruments, these assets go in cycles. In fact, almost everything goes in cycles. And I wanted to show you. So what I have on my screen here is Bitcoin since its inception. Down there, you can see over in this area with wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's why this is called cycle 1 in Elliott wave. You can see it's cycle 1. I have this changed a little bit. There's a debate on whether this is primary, but these are primary waves. I got these as intermediate waves right now. That's not the topic of discussion. I know some Elliott wave guy is going to look at this and go, this guy's wrong. I know it's wrong, and I don't care right now, okay? I understand where Bitcoin most likely is. The odds are where it is right now, something like that. And then, whether this is primary wave 1, this could be primary wave 1, primary wave 2, maybe primary wave 3 here or there, or, what have you. That's not the part of this discussion. So what I wanted to go in is the cycle. So here's cycle 1 that people say, here's cycle 2. And now Bitcoin is in cycle 3, okay? But within that whole cycle, there are little mini cycles too in Bitcoin. And, what do you want to call this? A wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. It's a type of cycle that Bitcoin does, okay? Or any instrument does. And then it's going to have a retracement of what it did on that wave, okay? Same thing here. It's going to go up and do that third wave, which is part of that cycle. And you could, I call it a sequence. The sequence is completing now to do that third wave, and then it's going to correct into that fourth wave. So I'm going to dive a little bit closer. And so right now, part of the cycle, Bitcoin is in this correction. And there's actually people that think this. They actually, I'm not going to 1 hour. I wanted to show you this because there's actually people that think this. I'm letting you guys know that this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm coming over here to Bitcoin. Let me take that off. I just have basically a naked chart here. Let me go down into the 4 hour. Okay. So this section here of Bitcoin, it went up, and then now it's in this downtrend. You know, wherever this is, okay. Let's say we have a crystal ball. We think Bitcoin is going to end right here at 27,800. Bitcoin, no matter the news, is going to do whatever it needs to do to get down to that 27,000. Okay. We don't know right now where it's going to end. But the reason I'm bringing this up, it's because there's some people that actually believe that, you know, it's can stop right here and just start going off into a bull cycle. Or, you know, Bitcoin can be right here. There's people that actually believe this, like people you think that know what's going on in the crypto market. These are people that are giving you investment advice, even though they say not financial advice. They say not financial advice, but then they give you investment advice, right? So they're giving, and they're saying, you know, that they actually believe that, like, right here, here's Bitcoin right here, and it could just go into a bull cycle. You know, heck, I'm not going to, you know, it's just like, this is all this charting is just like, hey, it's going here, and then it's going to go all the way back up, and then, you know, down here, and just do whatever. And there's no rhyme or reason to it at all. But there is. And, you know, what Bitcoin is doing, guys, is on this whole correction right here. Okay. This whole correction, however you want to count that, this correction on Bitcoin in this area right here. Where's my, where is it? Here it is. This section right here is correcting this whole section. Okay. And when you understand how the cycles play and why they're doing what they're doing. So if you see this section right here is related to this section somehow. How you come up with that relation can be up to you. There's differing opinions on that. But there's definitely some relation to this portion of the correction of from this wave to this wave to this. So this whole thing is going to end up being some form of a cycle. Where it ends up or where it stops, who knows? It could stop here or there, but it's going to complete whatever cycle is there. It's going to complete that sequence. I call it a sequence. It's 1, 2, if it's 3, 4, and then 5, like that. But there's a relation, and it always works. So like this wave 2 is a deep retracement. It's deep, but you can see that retracement was 72%. Not quite as long, and this one's going to be longer, but not quite as deep. So let's go to the top of there. What's the deepest portion it went to? 55. And then we go there, that's like 50%. So basically 50 or 55%. Could it end right here, right now? Yeah, it could. It could. But the thing that I wanted to stress is that, like, here's an example. Like Bitcoin does this correction, it starts going up into this wave. And if this is actually, you know, if you have your information correct from your data, and you know this is going into like some sort of third wave on Elliott wave, it's not going to go right there. And let's say, there's a war in Ukraine or something like that, and then boom, you know, it's going to just it's just going to go like here. Something devastation. Can it break a cycle? It can, but more than likely, you know, majority of the time, the cycles are complete. Okay. Where they end up and what exactly the direction they're going is, always open for debate. Nobody knows exactly what can happen. Nobody has a crystal ball to be able to do that. But this cycle, you know, Bitcoin didn't know up here that there was going to be a war in Ukraine, right? But it already started that. And now over here, all of a sudden in this area, it's the war in Ukraine's fault. Okay. But it was correcting already over here. It already did it. This was more of a deep correction than any of this. And somehow this other stuff is affecting that. And it doesn't work like that. So that's why I tell people when it comes to the charts, you want to know your charts. If you're investing in crypto, you want to have some basic knowledge and understanding of the charts, why things go in cycles, and understand cycles and the psychology and why there are these waves, just for the fact of the matter of every chart you go to, whether it's a crypto chart, you go to any other instrument or stock or bond on the NASDAQ or the Qs, or excuse me, the Qs, the Dow, the S&P, whatever you're going to, the same type of pattern is always kind of pop. They're not exactly, but the same type of patterns keep popping up over and over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this 1, 2, 3, and all over the place. So there are cycles, and they're always going into cycles that's going to complete that cycle. So whether this is one like this on this cycle, okay, this is 1, 2, 3 here, whether 3's here or 3's up here, because there's counts of it there, 4's here, and it's going up for 5. Okay, wherever you want to put this, what's right, more than likely the odds are that this is going to be the correct count, just based off of process of elimination. More than right, there's a possibility the 4 could be over here. There is that possibility. Nobody knows, but more than likely it's going to be over here. And then it's going up into this 5th wave. Okay. It's going to, if this is correct, and we're not really going to know for sure, whatever the cycle this is going to end up, this 4th wave is going to come either here, or here, or like that. And it's going to come up and do this wave. And it's going to correct it. And whether the 5th wave ends there, here, or here, nobody knows that. They can't predict that. Some people think this is going to be an extended 5th wave. I don't think so. I don't think this is going to be an extended 5th wave. I don't. It's probably going to be at the most as long as this wave. At the most. That's how long. So if it ends right there, you're looking at, let's say if it ends at 27, you're looking at 114,000 Bitcoin. If it stopped right there, you'd be looking at 158. You're still looking at pretty big numbers, 114, more or less. If it ends at 27, if it stops at 21, you're looking at 90,000. Just all depends. My estimate, I think Bitcoin is going to end up somewhere right around between 30 and 33 or something like that. That's what I think. Some people think it's going to go down there, but just my estimate is right in that area, I think, at the most. The reason why I say that, people keep coming up with that 21,000 and all this other stuff, is this trend line. You take a look at this trend line. There's one touch there, and there's one touch there. And the COVID, let me go to the weekly. Be a little bit easier to see. You have one touch there, and you have one touch there. And Bitcoin has a tendency to respect trend lines. And some people saying 9,000, they're just trying to scare you. 9,000 it's just, for Bitcoin to go to 9,000, somebody said 9,000 the other day, it would have to do something, it would take it a long time probably to get down there, but whatever, however it gets down there. And there we go. There's 9,000. there's the trend line. So somewhere, something drastic would have to happen. Something drastic would have to happen for that to happen. Here's the trend right there, and for it to just completely break, and it starts breaking that trend, that will be your clue that, hey, something is going on right there. So I don't see it breaking this trend line. That's just my take. That's what I think. I think it might come down and touch it, but if it came straight down from where it was right now, Bitcoin came straight down right from where it was right now, it would go down to 25,000. Okay. If it keeps going, it's going to keep going sideways. So let's say right there, I come straight down right there, 28,000. So come over this way. Let me get rid of that. Come over just a little bit more, more like about 30,000. That's why I say, my area for Bitcoin and its correction is somewhere between 28, 33,000, I think. I think it's going to respect that trend line. And Bitcoin is going to continue more or less on this cycle, more or less. And once it breaks that trend, that's when you'll be like, okay, something's going on right there. So until it gets near that trend and gets out of there, another example I want to show you is that I have it on is Phantom on the weekly, where I showed you guys before doing Phantom. And this is not a surprise though. That's a pretty steep trend, but I have a trend there, a trend touch there, and then it finally broke it. And Phantom is definitely in some sort of deep correction. But the difference between that is Phantom has ended its cycle 1. It's in its cycle 2. So Phantom needs to correct its whole cycle. Phantom isn't going down because of the war in Ukraine. Phantom is going down because it ended cycle 1 and it's going down to complete cycle 2. It would still be doing this no matter what is going on in the world. So, all right, guys, that's the end of my story on cycles. And thanks for watching my video. Peace.